Hi, we're Rob and Jen Miller. We're the owners and builders of this property on Monnier Road. So in the late 90s, essentially, you gave me
her job
a grid,
was to drive around and try to find
property
that's for sale outside of town that had enough room for building a house and shop. And
we wanted a view.
Wanted a view.
We wanted a great Mount Hood view.
Topography, so a creek in the back, pasture, places for our kids to play.
I loved the woods, so in the back there's woods, and that was important to me.
Yeah, and I liked that it had a very small house to start with, so we didn't have a lot to get rid of.
Oh, for sure. We were buying a fixer-upper because we were going to build our dream house. That was the goal.
Yeah, that was the plan from day one.
So yeah, we ended up here, and I said to Rob, let's go. I drove down the road and I said, we have to go look at this place. And so the house was 400 square feet. It had a great Mount Hood view, but it was very run down, very rustic, and needed a ton of work. So when we toured, Rob said, yep, we could remodel that to live in while we build our dream home.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah, so we had to move that house about 50 feet to the north and then add another 500 square feet onto it so that we could live in it, since we had 2 kids, right?
We had one on the way when we bought this. Yeah.
We had one.
We had one, and we had one on the way.
And
knowing that our plan was to have 4 kids. So we knew we needed space to be able to raise our kids while we were also building the house.
Plus we needed to be close so that we could work on the house easily.
So we broke ground in 2000 on the weekend that our second daughter was born.
3 days after she was born.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we dug out for the foundation, and then from there we just kept, we did the foundation, finished that, and then started the subfloor and the framing and, all the way through.
And we documented it in pictures, so that's been fun to go back now and look at where we started with this tiny 400 square foot house to this 5,000 square foot house where we raised our kids. And we've had a great time here, so absolutely. They got to choose which bedroom was theirs from the plans. So before they could even picture what it meant, because they were pretty little, but they got to look, and then we got to walk around on the property and tell them, well, do you want your windows to face this way or this way? And so that's how they ended up getting to choose whose bedrooms were where. Well, that school bus would come and go. so there's a lot of, being on the front porch, waiting for the kids to come and go. I work from home, so it was just awesome to be able to be here working and be able to see the bus come. And then their friends coming here and just having really an open home. So we entertained a lot and had a lot of big events. So kids' prom celebrations and birthday celebrations.
And the kids spent a lot of time outside in the back.
Yeah.
And it's nice because it's secluded enough that they could just go do what they wanted to do, and we didn't have to worry.
So we built forts, they built forts, we built forts with them. We had a rope swing that you built, and then there's a creek in the back. So all the fun play that you could possibly want.
As they got older, they were able to have animals, and they did their FFA stuff.
And then, of course, as they got older, then there was then there were dates, and there were fiancés, there were plans for engagements that happened in different parts, sisters meeting with future fiancés to figure out the plans, and that was all here. And finding out that we were going to have a grandson, we got to find out that news here.
Right.
So it's
and all the important things.
All the important announcements happened at the fireplace. So the kids would come home, and so whether it was a date or whether it was a scholarship or an opportunity, a new job, a baby news, the story of a terrible car wreck, those all happened at the fireplace. They would stand there and everybody would give their full attention because they knew it was going to be a good story if you're standing at the fireplace to give your announcement. I feel so lucky to have lived here and to have raised my family here. And I think that whoever comes here next, what I always say is that we've been able to have a big, beautiful life, and everything is here that we need. And so it just gave us its stability, its beauty, its peace, its celebration. It is all those things here. And I know the next people are just going to do great. It's just a solid place to be. Our kids always knew when they got home, they were comfortable, they were safe. We knew that when we got here.
And all of our kids' friends always wanted to come here because we had outside and we didn't have to worry about anything. The kids could go out and play or do whatever they want, and we knew it was safe.
And amazing neighbors. I mean, that's another thing. Monnier Road is known for that. Like, it's just a beautiful group of people that really support each other and are very independent as well. So there's just that security of just good quality neighbors and a really nice lifestyle.
Yeah, so we wanted the house to be very, very sound and last multi-generations. So we use very high quality materials. We use a lot of old growth for the framing. We tried to source everything as local as we could. So most of the lumber inside the house on the finish is local, flooring is local.
And we wanted it to stand the test of time. So
Yeah.
we really wanted quality and natural beauty. I mean, for us, that was huge. That it just needed to really fit in with, I mean, we both were born and raised in Oregon.
Right.
We both love to be outside. So for us, that was what was important. It needed to be colors that flowed with inside to outside. It needed to be natural light, and it needed to be quality, sturdy, durable.
And I grew up where we built our own houses. So that was part of my dream, I guess you would say.
Yeah, because you did it as a kid. Your house was being built. And for me, this was new. I never experienced this. So the whole process of just picking out your house plans, picking out the products you're going to use from start to finish, and getting to do it all, the whole process. I mean, choosing windows, I mean,
And then installing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Every nail, we drove every nail in this house by hand.
Yeah.
Yes, and we tried to do the absolute best that we could with everything. So if you could save a little money by buying a little cheaper material, or just a little bit more and you could buy a lot higher quality material,
We always went higher.
we went with the higher quality material.
Even if it took longer
Everything.
for us to get to that, to be able to do it, we would wait so that we could get.
Yeah, we
Best.
wanted a solid house that would last, from the tile roof to the granite floors.
Absolutely.
The estate at Monnier Road is ready for you and your family to build your own legacy. If you're thinking about that today, come and see it, and you will absolutely enjoy and appreciate every aspect of this beautiful property.